Before the race beds touched Lagos waters, there was a spark, a call that changed everything. When Lagos announced it will host Africa's first electric powerboat race, we didn't just see an event, we saw a story waiting to be told. For us at Teksight Edge, it wasn't about watching history, it was about building it.
I was excited, but then I was also a bit curious. Excited because of what we were meant to deliver, but there was a bit of curiosity around it with regards to how are we meant to deliver this. And so it was excitement tied around curiosity. In all honesty, yes, we had a picture of what we wanted to deliver in our head, but then there were a couple of challenges around delivering that, right? So we had what we wanted E1 Lagos GP to look like. I mean, having to have a show, as it were, go live in about 5-6 different spots simultaneously. You don't do that every day in this part of the world, right? So we had that vision in our head, but bringing it to life in itself had a bit of challenges tied around it. But I mean, I think we did excellently well, and I think we overcame those challenges on the long run.
So it was a mix of emotions. So at that time we had several other documents we were working on. So I was like, okay. And then as time went on, I was wondering, like, this, I've never heard of something like this before. So how do we pull it off? But then generally when it comes to like executing documents, we know that once we know what we're doing, we have a document, we can always pull it off. So in as much as there was that confusion at some point, there was still that hope that no matter what it is, we're going to pull through. So I think I imagined it exactly as it turned out, because I mean, something happening for the first time, I knew that the whole Lagos was going to be aware of it, like it would be everywhere. And that was exactly what happened. E1 Lagos GP was everywhere.
E1 Lagos GP was new on every front. New sport, new technology, a whole new story. How do you get people, brands excited about something they have never seen? We didn't sell a race. We created a connection, fusing global innovation with the pulse of Lagos.
For me, the moment I realized this was not a small project and I was in it, the team was in it for a long haul, was the beginning. Because this, in the world itself, it's a novel sport. And now bringing that into a community where football, basketball, maybe boxing are the only popular sports, and every other thing has to go under the radar. I knew this wasn't going to be easy, either to sponsors or to the digital community that want to bring into the project. So I knew we were in it for the long haul, the long drive, and indeed it was a long haul.
I think the hardest part should be the explanation. Like I kept explaining. Everywhere we get to, you explain, you will give them detailed explanation, and they just want to know. They're not even interested in reading the letters. They just want to hear from us first. So I had to explain myself, explain what E1 project was all about, and it wasn't really hard. It was exciting, but just the repetition of explanation.
Oof. I think it was also from the meetings, right, where we give numbers. The digital team will come and give their numbers. And the number of people, the influx that we're having on our pages, the email, the newsletters, the websites, the number of people that were interested, it was massive. You know, as you say, it's massive, baby. It was massive. And I'm like, wow, we're doing this. We are doing this. And people are interested in what we are doing.
The day my boss allowed us to work from home and told us to go and read about E1 and come back the next day, or come back, I think it was on a Tuesday, and come back on Thursday and tell me everything you know about E1. Then I realized, this is quite different. Then when we came for brainstorming on, I think Thursday, they bought food for us. I was like, wow. Then the day my boss read the Riot Act to us and told us, this is going to take your soul. E1 is going to take your soul. So if you are not going to give it your all, please go. I was like, this is quite different from everything that we've worked on over the years. That was the day I realized that E1 is going to be a big project.
I think the moment the government got very vocal about it, we had the governor go on board to shoot videos. The moment we also had the CEO of E1 come to town, right? I think those were the dots that showed what the graph we are plotting. It showed that this was going to be big, and it showed that this was going to be very, very life-changing, for everyone that has had to play a part on this project.
We built and managed e1lagos.com, the digital home of the movement. In just 2 months, it drew over 205,000 visits from 10 countries and 21,000 subscribers. Across social platforms, curiosity turned to community. Over 55,000 followers joined in less than 3 months, ranking Lagos among the top 3 most followed E1 teams globally.
My honest reaction is I was actually very scared. To be honest, I was afraid that them not go and design rubbish and bring the designer and say, hey, what is this? So I was actually very, very scared, to be honest. But I did a lot of research about the E1 Edge, and I sat down. As a designer, you need to do a lot of research on how you want to design and look and feel of the website to be. And since it's going to be a website that's going to be converting people, because people have to visit and subscribe for newsletters, have to purchase merch from there. So there was a lot of thoughts that went into that. To be honest, I had a lot of sleepless nights. I was not sleeping. When I'm on my system, fine now, I'll look at the time, I'll see 4 a.m. I was like, I have no slept, I need to be in the office. So I will quickly just close my eye, carry my laptop, come here and design. So it was a horrific experience, but towards the time where everything started settling down, and the timelines too was very, very short, right? So I had 3 days to design several screens, and I was making promises that, okay, don't worry, 3 screens will be ready by morning, but I knew the kind of work that went behind the scenes to get all those things to life, and appreciative for the support of creative like Toyib and MM. So instrumental in making that come to pass.
I would say it was when I mistakenly omitted Teksight staff list, that the names of and everything that was supposed to be, they were supposed to receive their tickets and everything. So I mistakenly omitted. I was like, see people that be walking up and down since for everything. Imagine they will not go for the event. I was like, everything up and down. I was running up and down, calling here and there, and finally later on they got their tickets and they were able to attend the event. I was like, finally, thank God.
Our designs gave Lagos its rhythm. From the official E1 Lagos GP match worn by fans and crew to the immersive branding and race day visuals. Every color, every font, every detail carried Lagos' spirit and told the E1 story.
So it all started, from, meetings and feedback from the E1 team themselves, when there was a lot of work to be done actually, because there was a lot of feedback from my boss and both the content team as well. And I can say in part of the creative aspects, one big challenge I faced was going back and forth in terms of feedback to create the first look and feel for the A1 team. I could remember that the first design that was done for the social media page, when everybody saw the design, we were like, this is nice. But when they were being reviewed by the E1 team itself, there were a lot of changes in terms of the brand guide, following the brand guide, following the they are using their assets to design. It was a lot, but there was one thing they said that really made myself and my team that we were really hyped up to push boundaries in terms of the creative part. They were like, we were the first people to get the exact look and feel of their brand guide in terms of all the countries they've gone to participate in this E1 project.
we knew internally there was going to be a crazy couple of months. We prepared for it. We knew how it was going to stretch us. We didn't know it was going to stretch us this way, but we had an idea that it was going to stretch us. So we had a date for the event. So as much as it got crazy, we were telling ourselves that we just had to keep going, that the race was almost here. And it was the first time, so it was a lot of stress, But we prepared for it. We told ourselves, we took late nights sometimes, and it was an experience. And if you ask me, do I want to experience that again? I'll say yes, because E1 series is something enjoyable.
Then came race weekend, when Lagos became the world's stage. For 3 days, #E1 Lagos GP trended globally. 280 million reached, 60 million engagement, 75,000 live stream views during the qualifiers, and 18,000 views on race day, the highest of any E1 host city. Together with our partners, First Bank, Owando, Spiro, Guinness, The Singleton, Sunbeth, Caverton, and Park Capital, we turned visibility into legacy.
So at first, it was a bit difficult bringing together sustainability, tech, and powerboat racing all together and driving the narratives that it's a race towards sustainability. But then everyone in the team pitched in, really. Everyone in the team, big ups to everyone in the team, from those who worked on the ideation to the designs, audio, visual, socials. Everyone pitched in, and one step at a time, really, we achieved our aim and our goal of highlighting and amplifying the fact that this wasn't just a race, but it was a race to sustainability.
What kept us going when everything was chaotic was the fact that we just naturally believe in ourselves that I don't think there's any challenge you can handle. Even we have principalities and powers on our own, so I don't think there's any challenge. Just bring it on. Teksight is there. Don't worry. Just bring the challenge. And our boss will always say it. I trust my guys. So whenever we're facing any challenges, we just have the belief that we are going to finish it. We are going to do it.
Yes, I was super excited when I heard E1 at first. And after the first set of brainstorming sessions, I was pumped to working on the project. And for the fact that it wasn't just working on the project generally, we had a specific mission. Myself, that's the collaboration at Teksight Edge and Africa Tech Radio, had to highlight and amplify the sustainability conversations around the E1 Lagos GP. It was so exciting because I've been looking forward to doing real work around climate action, media for climate action, media for tech, sustainability and climate action. And trust me, I look forward to it.
Behind every post, every wave, every cheer was the Teksight Edge team, managing chaos with calm. We led digital strategy, creative direction, media and influencer relations, aligning global E1 partners, Lagos State, and sponsors into one seamless story. This wasn't just digital. It was design, logistics, storytelling, and heart. We don't just power brands, we amplify culture. We are Teksight Edge, and this was Lagos Amplified.